short version, 44 unit in Murfreesboro. We got involved with Grant Cardone and on his show that never came out and doesn't exist, pitched a deal. We got an investor before that who was a crypto billionaire, obviously not real, tried to steal our identities and open credit cards in our names. A week later, we're with Grant Cardone pitching this deal. And
hey y'all, I'm Joe Scully, and I think we're going to call this The Long Road. That's the podcast name, the working title so far. I am delighted to be here for our second episode at Garden Groove Recording Studios in East Nashville with Taylor Freese. Thank you so much for having us, my friend. I'm here with two of my friends, Ethan Wilson and Eddy Gonzalez, and they have, what's your company name again? This is just Ethan and Eddy, right?
It is rebranding to Brio Group.
Brio Group, okay.
Yes.
Unofficially Brio Group.
Okay,
Yes,
Brio Group. I was thinking, Ethan and Eddy's got a little charm to it, but I feel you.
Yeah.
You don't have to put your LLC name out there. So these guys are two of the biggest. Hustler has a weird connotation to it, but like y'all are, just as you said, two normal guys like really doing it. And I'm impressed by what y'all are doing. So Ethan, I think we met, was it like 8 months ago, maybe a year ago at this point?
It's been a while now.
It's been a minute, yeah. I think Jonathan Booker put us together.
Yeah.
So that's right, yeah. So mutual friends, but you've encouraged me with like getting analytical about deals from the get-go, and like Eddy, we just met today, but I'm excited to hear y'all's whole story because I've heard little tidbits from Ethan, but I just want to jump into it if it's cool with y'all. Like, where'd y'all meet?
Well, we've been best friends since we were 3.
That's right.
So we met through, our parents knew each other, so they put us on the same soccer team and started when we were 3, and now we're 26 and have been side by side for 23 years.
23 years.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Elementary, middle school, high school. Okay. Soccer teams.
Neighborhoods.
Same neighborhood, yeah.
Share parents.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awesome. Okay, so when, 23 years, what was, sounds like y'all were kind of like partners the whole way through life up to this point. Like, what did that look like? Were you guys entrepreneurial at the beginning, or was it just kind of...
When we were 3?
Yeah, getting into trouble, that type of thing?
We were getting into trouble a little bit, but...
Okay. It was just always the neighborhood fun, going to soccer events and school together. And I think it really started college, our freshman year. Yeah. Is when we kind of got the bug, I would say, started doing things. Okay. We'd have our internships during the summer. We'd come home from college, we went to different schools. Yeah. But come home, work our internships, and then start doing the whole side hustle stuff. Yes. Doing landscaping and junk removal and saying yes to anything for $80.
Yes.
And that's when it...
grease pencil on the side of the car or something like
whatever
that.
it took.
Yes. Something like that, yeah.
And then that just grew over the years. We'd do it again the next summer, and let's see, COVID came junior year, and Eddy started a sanitizing business. And so that took off during COVID.
That's smart.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. It was sanitizing with a new and effective technology called electrostatic spraying. And essentially, we would use that technology and offer the services up to Middle Tennessee businesses, including shops in the Nashville airport and every private school bus in Middle Tennessee every single day that we were sanitizing. So yeah, it was good.
It was repeat.
Yeah, it was a good business for a time period, and then it died down a little bit, and that turned into a floor cleaning company in the airport. So right now we service the Nashville, not the Nashville airport itself, but shops in the Nashville airport, 15 of them on a monthly basis, and have a couple guys that do it for us. And that's just steady revenue to fund the multifamily and to, de-risk ourselves from the interest rates that we're seeing or the holding costs that we have, or when we start developing that. So
debt service is big. Yeah,
it's big. Yes, and it can get expensive, especially in these times. So that definitely gives us an edge as far as being able to de-risk ourselves and also provide steady cash flow for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was wondering today. I'm like, I've never asked you guys, like, were y'all working regular jobs like during the day now, or like that's kind of it?
Yeah, that was part of it, and then he bought a house.
Huntsville.
In Huntsville.
Okay.
Yeah, so he rents that out, and it generates some cash flow there.
Is this the duplex, or was that?
That's a single family,
and
then triplex is Nashville. And Nashville is where I live at right now.
Right. Okay, I gotcha.
But the main thing before real estate was couch flipping.
That's right. I was wondering if that was before or after the sanitizer business.
That was after the sanitizing business.
Oh, it was? Okay.
The sanitizing business was still going on. It was more like floor cleaning at that point.
Okay.
It's very gradually increased, that floor cleaning company.
That's good.
And so it was at the beginning of that, and was looking for more money that needed to be coming in as far as cash flow goes.
And y'all were delegating the labor out, like y'all weren't cleaning the floors at all, were you?
Oh, for floor cleaning, we were.
Okay,
for 3 years 3 years before it started like actually taking off a little bit. And then but we would do couch flipping as well, like in conjunction with that.
Okay.
And to try to make some money, anything and everything that we could do. So we sold over 200 couches.
That's
on Facebook
insane,
Marketplace,
man.
And I mean, at the beginning we were making $75, $100. Started 150, 200, and it got to the point after 50th, 75th couch that the minimum we would make is 450 each couch, and we would be buying or selling one every day. We had 50 5-star reviews and nothing less.
That's awesome.
So like
the truck, the storage unit, everything.
Truck, storage unit, had a whole operation going, but it was just us. So it was more of a hustler mentality instead of a business owner mentality, right? And that business is not scalable. It's good, it's good money, it's good cash flow, but when you're trying to scale something, it's not, or it's very difficult to do that when it comes to couch flipping. And we learned that very very quickly when we tried to do that. So
in the middle of August, on holding up a couch outside on your own. This is where our paths diverge. I was probably one of your competitors at that point.
Oh, were you couch flipping as well?
Yeah, dude. This was my comeuppance, man.
Really?
That was I think we talked about that at some point, but it was like 2 years ago, right as I met my wife. We had just started dating, and 2 weeks into us meeting, I was like, I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna start a business. And then a month into not knowing what type of business and being unemployed, I was like, oh, I'm gonna start couch flipping. And I started doing that out of the it was a Nissan Rogue, so it would just be sitting out of the back like that.
That's great.
It was awesome, man. It was a fun time, but it I think I was kind of lazy with it. Now that I look back, and I was certain days where I could have been going a little harder, and it was my wife now, she's like, yeah, you didn't make as much as you thought you would.
Hey, but I mean, props to you, because not a lot of people actually do it, right?
Yeah.
And so that, I mean, even though it sounds like you could have applied yourself a little bit more from what you said, that's still impressive, because
I was
good money.
I was doing free couch, side of the road, just go down every street in the nations, and whatever didn't have bed bugs, you check in that stuff, and then it's just go scrub it at home. And then I don't know, man, I lived in a tank top. I had that wife beater tan and everything. It was it was bad, man.
Would you use Facebook for buying and selling?
Yeah, dude. And I still had just the one account. I have friends who have 2 accounts, and they lowball people with one account, and then they come in at the number they want. That sort of thing.
There's 2 of us, so we do the same thing.
It's a cool thing though, man. I was thinking about picking up a little bit of it on the side right now, just because it's we gotta buy diapers in 3 weeks. So
do it, dude. I mean, you can make some good money, and if you ever need any help, we're happy to be a sounding board.
Heck
if you send us some couches,
it's a couch expert right here.
Couch expert.
Yeah.
I'm the sofa king, bro.
I'm not the couch expert. I'm not the sofa king. But if you send us a couch, we can tell you if you'll make money or not, and how much you'll make. So.
That's the reel right there for Instagram, right there.
Clip that.
I'm not the sofa king.
Yeah, that's right.
I will definitely. Okay, that's awesome. And so what I remember when we were talking, Ethan, was like, you did the couch flipping and like y'all did well with it, and then so like that kind of got y'all into the foray into the multifamily mindset. Like let's break that down a little bit.
After that, well, actually during that, he still has a full-time job.
Okay.
We got out of college, started working full-time. I was in construction management. He was in project management for solar.
Yeah.
And there was just the conversations every day on the phone. It was like, we got to get out of this. Like, we got to do our own thing.
Yeah.
I was miserable in Huntsville. It was just great company, but not where my heart was at, not where his heart was at with his company. But we always knew we had it in us and that there was something more for us to go after.
Sure.
And so we did it. We took the leap, quit our jobs, and kept couch flipping for a little bit into doing the real estate. But basically we had the capital from the business, from the sanitizing business, from the couch flipping, really since we started doing the landscaping, all that stuff, we saved every penny. So from our full-time jobs and cashed out our retirement accounts and just went all in on the real estate.
Yes.
And then started going from there.
Yeah, nice. I mean, like we had starting out like $120,000 to play with.
Right on.
Right, which I mean, it's okay. Like, it's okay to start out with, and then we were like, okay, like we have enough money to start flipping houses, and so I joined the house flipping mentorship. He joined a multifamily mentorship.
Okay.
And we started by buying a house, flipping it, made $8,000.
Nice.
It was okay. Like, it wasn't great.
I mean,
but we learned.
We made some profit.
We learned.
Yeah.
We didn't lose money.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't lose money. We learned the process, and now we felt more confident going into other projects and understanding the rehab budget, what we need to do, and what we can expect. And so, second house, bought, renovated, flipped, made $120,000. So,
nice.
Then with that money, we started looking for multifamily stuff. And first deal we did, you can explain more about that, Red Brick.
Yeah, it was just an on-market deal.
Yeah.
You're talking
the
about
infamous Red Brick. Yeah.
Now Casablanca.
Casablanca.
Yeah. Rebranded.
Right. Okay.
Bigger and better than ever.
Yeah, man.
But that was on market. It sat there. It was a cool deal. I mean,
was it really? Okay.
It just sat there forever. Nobody wanted to buy it, and our only way to take things down was through seller financing. We didn't have any kind of financial history, a little bit of liquidity, but not enough to take down a 24-plex. So financing it was the only way that we could buy it, with financing it with the seller. Yeah. And in this situation was the only way that he could sell it because of the condition, because of the overall circumstance.
Sure.
And so we put the deal together, came up to Nashville with really just kind of mutual connections through friends and family, and raised the money, joint ventured, and took it down as our first deal.
That's awesome.
And went from there.
Could you guys, and like you don't have to get super specific with numbers, but like, because I know there's going to be all 24 people who watch this without SEO, but
we're open with the numbers.
Very transparent.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we have nothing to hide. If I'm being honest, like.
Could y'all break that process down for like, because seller financing, I'm just now getting into it, but like breaking down how that deal worked and like what all went into it. You brought some people, joint venture, and like, what does that look like?
Yeah, so we bought it for $1.53 million.
Okay.
The terms we got were 10% down, which we raised from investors, partners.
Yeah.
And it was 1% interest only for the first year because of just how much work it needed. So the mortgage on the 24-unit apartment complex was lower than the mortgage on our single-family house that was 5 minutes away.
Because interest-only payment?
Right.
For the first year?
And 1%.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then now it's at 4.75 for the next couple of years that we own it. That we have that debt. But like I said, about $150 that we raised for the down payment. Beyond that, we raised another $150, $200. I think we raised $350 total.
We raised $350 total.
Beyond the partners.
For like reserves, equity,
for all the renovation.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah,
okay.
And so we didn't bring any of our own money. Really, we funded like the due diligence, the inspections, and all that, but we didn't have really anything to put in to the deal to be significant. So it was our sweat equity. We took 30% of the deal. The other partners who funded it took 70%, and basically we run the day-to-day, do the management, oversee the deal, and they get their return.
That's incredible. So you guys did the footwork, and you got 30% of $1.5 million deal.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like we own 30% of it. Investors own 70% of it. So.
Okay.
Yeah. And we just finished our second round of renovations on that. So we did a first round of renovations. Had to come back and just tidy up a little bit.
Yeah.
Make sure that clean it up a little bit more.
Sure.
Just because the market in Huntsville is a tad bit saturated.
Okay.
With the amount of new builds that are going on, and it's just slowly trickling down Class B, Class C, and so we're seeing a tad bit more vacancy, and so to appeal more to renters and what have you, making those renovations was necessary, and
take
we're
the
seeing
peel and stiff countertop off and put some stone in. Something
like that. And we had a couple bucks left in our budget, so so we finished up and used that budget and rocking and rolling with that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I've been keeping up, and the Instagram stories are great. You're very diligent with that, and it's But I mean, y'all. Let's talk about the crew a little bit too, because that's something like y'all have done some really, really great things for your people, from what I've heard. But how did y'all find your reno crew? What does the management of the crew look like? You also just got your GC license the other day, so right?
Well, passed the exam.
Okay. All right, so we're almost there.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
so for
man.
Commercial buildings and residential buildings.
That's incredible,
man.
So
now gotta get a reviewed financial statement.
Okay.
We got to get proof of insurance and a bunch of other stuff on the application. So still working on it, but getting closer.
Yeah.
As far as like the 4 guys that we have, like our crew, we took a deal down in Cookeville. It was 11 units.
Okay.
Bought it back in September 2024. I guess backtrack back. After that 24 unit, we bought a 5 unit.
Okay.
In Athens, Alabama, which is about 45 minutes away.
Athens. I'm from Birmingham, so it's close. Yeah, close to home. Yeah.
Yeah. Eden actually. Well, are you from Alabama?
Yeah, Birmingham.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Wait, where are you from?
Nashville.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, but I didn't know you were from Birmingham.
You gave me that look, and I was like, "Are we kin?"
No, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, yeah. So Ethan actually reached out to the 5 unit after we did that 24 unit off market.
Yeah.
And we got a pretty good deal on that. If you want, do you want to explain the terms and whatnot?
Yeah, it was another seller finance deal.
Dang.
We had just started trying out this software called Reonomy, which is now we use it for all of our data and everything.
Reonomy.
But we had our free trial going on and playing around with all the filters, making it super specific. And on this great big map of North Alabama, it was like 2 properties. And so we reached out to both of them, just sent a text. And first one didn't respond. The second one was like, $250. You pay closing costs. And we were like, all right.
Nice.
Great.
$250,000 for a 5
Yeah, for
unit?
5, and ended up getting it for $200,000.
That's awesome.
We put $50K down,
Yeah.
$30K in renovations, and actually appraisal came back on Friday for $375. So we're gonna pull out all that equity.
Right on, fellas. Yeah. And
it
it's
was good.
Just still covering the expenses constantly because people are living in it.
And that one cash flowed great.
Yeah.
Cash flow is great.
Yeah.
But the equity is so important that we're just gonna pull that out and take it to another project.
Okay.
But
So did that deal, and then where we found our crew was in Cookeville.
Okay.
We bought an 11 unit there back in September. Cold called the owner, and we actually took that down seller finance as well.
Nice. Y'all are the kings of seller finance. This is incredible.
I don't know about kings, but we like it. It's definitely helped us a ton, especially in this environment. But that we bought for $660. Bank holds a first position lien for $300,000.
Okay.
And then the seller holds a $360,000 note.
Gotcha. Is he second position, or would he be a second first, or something like that?
Just second position.
Okay.
Gotcha. So the bank on that $300,000 note, it's 8.5% interest only, which is, it's a little bit high, and then the 360 note, the seller's holding is 5.25% interest only.
Okay.
And so we got that whole, we came to the closing table with $2,500, $2,700. Yeah, and we funded all the renovations. So we put, that's how we found our crew, is by going to the local tiendas and putting up flyers and saying, hey, like, we need people to work.
Yeah.
If you're good at drywall, if you're good at putting doors up, trim, what have you.
If you got a pulse, come help.
Seriously.
Right? We pay daily.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we assembled a good crew. Now, that wasn't without trial and error.
A whole lot.
A lot of trial and error, but if you can withstand that trial and error and stand firm, because there's a lot of interesting people when it comes to construction that think that they know what they're doing and they really don't.
Oh yeah. You got miters going opposite directions.
But we bought that deal, 660. The average rents are at 452, average for 11 units.
Yeah.
Renovated it, put $300,000 cash of our own money into it.
Whoa.
Just us two on the deal.
Okay.
Which was, I'll point out, more than we had at the time. I mean,
okay.
Every penny we say every penny, but realistically it was more. So we had to go and earn more money during that deal to be able to finish the renovations.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that consisted of, I mean, we wholesaled a couple things and to just get something.
Yeah. And the floor cleaning.
Oh yeah, floor cleaning definitely helped with that to fund those some of those renovations, and we're renting them out. 9 out of the 11 are rented.
Yeah.
We got them rented at $13.95 now.
Nice.
So that'll appraise for $165,000, $170,000.
So that's why you put the 300 into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's great.
It doubled.
And,
more than doubled.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll be able to pull a good amount out.
Yeah.
Just depends on what the interest rate is and what bank terms we get, but that is how we assemble our crew, is just going to the local tiendas, putting up flyers, Facebook, reaching out and just taking phone calls, and like we said, trial and error. That's the biggest thing, is that you can't be afraid to fail, and also, you know, fire people, and when it's not going well, you just you got to just cut it off immediately.
Yeah. Hire slow, fire fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's very true.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dang. So, so y'all, it's a crew of 4, and you're kind of taking them all over the place. Is that the deal?
Wherever the work is.
They're your crew. That's that's what they do.
Yes, that is what they do.
Yeah.
We'll take them not wherever, but in a reasonable distance away from Nashville, like within like hour and a half.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's proven very helpful for us as far as like all the renovations that we needed to do for our red brick property, for a 5-unit. We put washer dryers in those.
Yeah, nice.
Just trying to increase the value, the value add play on it, and make sure our occupancy stays high. So.
And y'all are, I mean, I would say from what I've seen, y'all are creative and scrappy. Like I've seen when y'all were painting the cabinet doors and everything, like clothesline in the garage, and it was just like 50 feet of cabinet doors, and just like out at like midnight, like just spraying paint, and like that was awesome. But then one of the things I really admired about y'all, like how scrappy you were, was I saw a video that you took, and it was just like the living quarters at the time. Like y'all were living like. That is one thing where I think a lot of people, young dudedads, whoever you may have, like want to get rich quick, and they just think that they can just like blaze straight down the path, and it's like without having to get dirty, without like getting your hands in anything, and it's like when I saw that, it was like, oh, y'all are like really, really doing this.
And it's the trenches, dude.
Yeah, it's a long game for y'all. So this is not like a... And you know, when I hear like, oh, you put $300,000 of your own money into it sounds like y'all got rich quick, but it's like, no. Dude, that's some hard work.
Don't even get me started. And I'm gonna be honest.
Get started.
You got started.
But I get really passionate about this because it really pisses me off how people are saying, like I own 500 multifamily units. And then you're like, oh, so where are they? Like, I'm actually curious about the deals.
Somewhere in Florida. I forgot the city.
I don't know where. And you're like,
so dude, it's a rate, right?
Yeah. Like, if you dedicate yourself and actually do the work, then we pride ourselves on this. Is not telling people, oh yeah, like I own 1% of this, the blah 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 blah. Like if we say we're gonna do something, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like we're men of our word, and the hardest part is the execution.
Yeah.
A lot of people have ideas. Tons of people have ideas, and they have good ideas.
Yeah.
Right? They have great ideas. But the hardest part in entrepreneurship is execution.
Yeah.
And so. The people who are willing to execute and execute fast are the ones that are the most successful.
Yeah.
And fail fast as well, because if you don't fail fast, then you'll never learn quick. And it's all about speed when it comes to multifamily, when it comes to really anything in entrepreneurship. So
yeah.
And in that case, it involved living in a horrible apartment on site in Cookeville, so we could, manage the guys, learn the process.
Yeah.
And have more control of the asset. I mean,
yeah.
This apartment, I'll just say, we were in a bad one at first, and then we had to move out of that one because we needed to renovate it.
Okay.
So we moved into the one next door.
Yeah.
Didn't have walls, didn't have floors. It was just concrete.
Yeah.
Didn't have a working bathroom, so we showered and pooped at the gym.
Yes.
If I'm just being honest here. It was
awesome.
And we lived out of our bags. He slept on an inflatable mattress. I was on a fold-out couch.
Cool. You had your backpack the first time I met you, I think. And I was like,
I'm sure I did.
Those guys,
bag
there's
over my
a toothbrush
shoulder.
in there. Like,
there was. And he had his cardboard box with his clothes in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's not an easy. It has not been an easy journey.
Yeah.
But it's a fun one. I mean, it's been fun, and we have a ton of stories that I know that both of us would not trade for the world.
Absolutely, man.
We would not trade it for the world, but it has come with its challenges, and it is not for the faint of heart. If you want to live in your penthouse or in a luxury condo in downtown Nashville, do it.
Yeah.
But don't expect to get rich. Not even close. Unless you have your parents' money.
Yeah.
Your parents' money, sure. That's great. But we did not have that luxury. And we don't have that luxury.
But y'all are being diligent with it. So, that is a serious kudos to you guys. Every time I talk to you, Ethan, it's y'all are the most focused people with a business that I think I've ever met. I mean, I really admire what y'all are doing.
Oh, we appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, some would say we're focused. Some would say we're not. It's just focus as far as business sense. Yeah, sure. But as far as our line of business, we have this cleaning company, we have this contracting company, we have this multifamily company. So honing in on the multifamily is what is going to be in our future.
Now, that being said, there is a purpose to it. It's not we're doing this and then it's the shiny object and we're doing this and then this one and this one.
Yeah.
The purpose of having the cleaning company is that it helps fund the real estate, and we're both aligned in the fact that the multifamily real estate is where we're going. That's the vision, that's the direction.
Yeah.
We are still going to give some time over here because we need the money.
We have to. It's not
I mean, it sounds like you guys wholesaled a couple deals on the side to get this thing going. You got to get cash for this. It's you just, you got to keep bailing the boat out constantly.
That's fueling the fire.
Keep it going, man.
We got families, these 4 guys, they have families.
Yeah.
Right? It's we have to find work for them. It's not we want to. And so anything and everything that we do is to get them work.
Yeah.
So that they stay busy.
It's a good mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, like you said, it's like you're a man of your word. So it's like that.
And we told these guys that they would always have work.
Yeah.
So if we want to be men of our word, we got to find work.
Get them work.
That's exactly it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. So what is the vision? What does this look like for you guys going forward?
Man, buy more apartments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look,
it could be that simple, but like, what do you? I mean, like, sorry, keep going on that. Yeah.
The vision is so to keep with the multifamily, right?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna branch out and also do development. So multifamily and development will be
Sure.
we'll have a development company, Brio Development, and that also does multifamily as well.
Yeah.
And with the long-term vision of scaling as quick as possible and as big as possible. I mean, that's
the
our
goal. Is to be the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we want to be the best, and we will not stop.
That's the energy I'm getting.
If we're not the best. Like, I mean, we're very competitive people. Like, that's just an honest truth. Like, we are very competitive, and we love what we do.
Yeah.
Like, we're extremely passionate about multifamily, about our business, and about our team as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've really become our family in a way.
Yeah.
And we get to know their families, and it really motivates us to want to, win work for them and get bigger.
Yeah.
Motivate, pressure, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, but pressure too. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of stress when it comes to like having to feed other people and other people's families. But I mean, we're the guys to do it. If I'm being honest, we're the guys to do it, and we love what we do. So
now, one of the things I'll say, I was thinking about this earlier, in a way that our vision has changed from the get-go. Was like starting out, we had this 24 unit, right? Mm-hmm. That we own 30% of. Investors on 70% of, and it was great. I mean, we wouldn't not do that deal if we had to go back. We learned so much. Like the deal's performing, we're making investors money. But take the 5-plex, where it's a lot smaller. Yeah, it's of course smaller scale, but we own it ourselves. Yeah, and so we put our own money into that. We make every single decision. We don't have to ask for approvals. Yeah, and as well,
no quarterly reviews or anything.
Exactly.
Like that.
We don't have to send the reports every month. Which is fine. But on top of that, all the upside, all the cash flow is just ours. So in some cases, it's like the investors and the operators, not if it's us, if it's another group, aren't always exactly aligned. And so you're not necessarily working to the same goals. It feels sometimes like operators out there are maybe working or employed by their investors if the deal's going south and whatnot. But after doing those 2 deals, it's like, this is so much better.
You want to do that one.
Like the focus has become so much more of let's use our own capital, let's put it in, turn this deal as quickly as we can, pull it out with a refinance, and go do the next deal just us and scale that way. Now that being said, if there's a good deal that comes across and we can't take it down ourselves, of course we'll do a partnership and find a partner and raise money, whatever it takes to get the deal done. But the main focus has become how do we maintain 100% ownership, 100% control, and scale that way.
That's great.
Yeah, and that's like part of it with like also like the GC license, right? Yeah. It's like we see these general contractors and they're some of them are a little bit questionable, okay? Yeah. And then
Two-Tooth Timmy or something.
Yeah, Two-Tooth Timmy. I mean, it's horrible. These people are terrible. Okay, Joe Schmo and Two-Tooth Willie.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, and we see them, and we're like, why are we entrusting you with our project?
Throws the meth pipe and like.
Yeah, that's super valuable to us. Wow. And if you want a good GC, you're gonna have to pay money, a good amount of money. Yeah. So. In order to control those costs, to control all of the project, the GC license will let us do that. And as far as what Ethan said about putting our own money in, it makes it easier to make decisions. That because when you have other people's money,
You can't be nimble. You're not moving quick.
Yeah, I mean, it maybe the right partner, sure. But that being said, like, we don't have to get approval if we want to go and get a refinance on this 5 unit. We don't have to go and get approval and
we want to put laundry in the 5 place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If we want to, whatever we want to do, and most investors are looking for that monthly check, right? They don't have to worry about it at all. When you start trying to pull money out as quick as possible and leverage yourself, which is what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's when they're like, hold up, my monthly check.
I had a percentage that you guaranteed me.
I had a percentage, like, this is not what like I want, because they want low risk and just monthly checks.
Yeah.
And what we want is leverage ourselves as quick as possible to get as much money out to then put into something else. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to just blaze through this.
Yeah.
And because time is money, and speed kills in everything. So.
Yeah, man. Wow. Okay. Well, it's funny because, like, and you have the entrepreneur mindset, which is like, I mean, you need to maintain that control, but then there's like the employee mindset where it's just kind of like, oh, like everything's homogenized. It's like, what's best for the big company? And I worked for another company a couple of years ago, and it was just like every decision was like, oh, you need to transfer over to there if you want to do anything like that, or like you got to get their approval to do this. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I only had like a couple years worth of experience in like corporate America, but it's like, dude, like Ipecac, man, I'll throw that crap up. Like it's nasty, man. But like maintaining that control is like, whenever I do feel those things where I'm like, no, like I don't want anyone else involved in this decision in my life. It's like the doubt comes in and I'm like, oh, but is this really a good decision? Should I have someone like older and wiser and like a big team around me to like tell me this is a good thing or not? And it's like, that second guessing is like what killed that deal in North Nashville.
Yeah. And the question became like, we work so hard to get all our money and grinded for years to save all the money that we have, right? Mm-hmm. Why are we going to let other people tell us what we can do with that money?
Yeah.
And control our destiny. Mm-hmm. And that was the hardest part, is that like when you maintain control, you are in charge of your own destiny, and you are in charge of making those tough decisions. And we would rather do it ourselves and have someone else come in who may not have the same vision as us.
Yeah.
So. But I mean, you're
leverage, man.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
with the goal in mind to build scale,
keep growing,
hire people underneath us to do the day-to-day stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's what we talked about. Right now, it requires our time and attention to get in the trenches and do the dirty work, and we're okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And put the team together. I mean, like, teams together, it's looking good. Now that that's packaged up, which we've been like overseeing, it's time for us to step back, let them do what they do best, and start selling, like and start cold calling, getting on the phones again. Ethan's been doing it a ton,
doing the growth thing.
Calling people, calling owners, right? And now that this is packaged up, it's time for myself to step away and now start banging out the phones as well. So it just in business, you always gotta give like pulse checks, right? And okay, if this is good, this section is good, let's step away and let's see what else we can do.
That's awesome.
So,
and you think you're at the point now where operations can just kind of do what they're doing and like kind of go to the next thing?
They're good
with
right
oversight.
Now? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're good right now.
Okay. How many hours a week do y'all think both of you are working? Like,
all
of them.
How many?
I mean, like, average day. Well, it really depends. Like yesterday, woke up at 4:15, left for Huntsville, got back at 11.
Yeah.
So that was a longer day.
typically like get up at 6, start working at like 6:30, end at, I don't know, 7:30.
Yeah.
How about you? Similar, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gym in the morning.
Yeah.
Start work 7:30. Work till I mean, whenever.
So,
Until we got to eat and go to bed, really.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Or if we're cleaning floors at the airport,
Yeah.
take a little dinner break and then go clean floors from 8 to
There you go.
11 or midnight,
Gotta
whatever
make
it is.
happen, man.
Yeah,
Dang.
pretty much. So.
Wow. Have either of you woken up one morning and been like, what am I doing? Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. It does not come without like, what.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very different lifestyle than what most people live.
Yeah. The stress, the
Yeah,
leverage
of course.
of your time, your
Or am
everything,
am I doing the right thing for the business? Is
Oh,
another
okay,
question
yeah.
that we typically ask.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, like we've definitely asked that question.
Yeah.
But
When do you think, what was the point of no return for both of you? Was that like when money was put into something, or like?
oh yeah, at the beginning, like
Yeah.
like that 120 grand that we had saved up
Yeah.
for 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
It was like, this better work.
When we cashed out our retirement accounts, really it was when we quit our jobs. We
Yeah.
burned the boats and we weren't going back.
Yeah.
There was no going back.
Okay.
If something went wrong, it's not we're gonna go get jobs. It's flip a couple couches, get some money, and figure it out.
Start a floor cleaning company,
Yeah.
wholesale some houses.
That's it.
We're gonna fix it.
Yeah.
We're gonna get on
You
our
have
hands and
to.
knees, and we're gonna get it done.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Like, yeah, because
Man. Wow.
so
Yeah.
it's and it hasn't come with its hardships. We failed plenty of times.
Yeah.
We've lost a lot of money,
Yeah.
but
But it's a roller coaster. It's
Yeah.
any business, any kind of entrepreneurship is going to be good days, bad days.
Sure.
You
yeah,
just got to make the most of the good.
yeah,
and
we
Yeah.
yeah.
get through the bad.
Yeah.
We've looked at some really bad deals and thought they
Yeah.
were good.
Yeah.
We've looked at some good deals that we thought were bad.
Okay.
But in order to understand that, you have to start looking at the beginning, right, and take action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take action.
What is
So-
your when you guys are like kind of working on your discernment of whether a deal's good or bad? Like what are some of the ramifications of it going bad? Well, I guess we all know what that could be, but like how do you guys decide if something's good? Do you like do everything you can to disqualify it, or do you just kind of like you're like if it's 85% good, we just run into it? Like what does that look like? The qualification, disqualification of a deal?
It's deal by deal. I
Yeah.
mean, we have our certain very high level back of the napkin metrics that we look for. It's like,
Yeah.
of course, is it going to cash flow over the long term? But more importantly, are we going to be able to put our money in and in a very quick timeline, turn around and pull that money out to go do something
Go to
else?
the next thing. Okay.
And so that changes deal by deal, but that's the overall theory. It's not like we want to stick our money into some Class A apartments
Yeah.
and let it sit there for 20 years and,
Sure.
just get a little bit of cash flow. And that's not the game we're playing.
Yeah.
That's the thing we've been saying the whole time. We got to move quick. And so
Okay.
with our limited capital, it's putting it in,
Yeah.
taking it back out as quickly as possible.
Do y'all think y'all will sell any of the properties that you have now, or do you think you're going to try to hold on to those and like just keep building off of that?
We don't have plans to do that, to
Yeah.
sell.
Okay.
The goal is always to refinance.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got
It
you.
is always to refinance and hold like what we have, because
Yeah,
the moment that you start selling stuff, either you have to do 1031
sure.
or you got to pay capital gains tax.
Yeah.
1031s, if you have a property identified, it could be good.
That's like a 60-day window or something like that?
Yeah,
That's quick.
there's certain criteria that you need to like do it in, right? A certain timeline and then if you don't, then you are hit with those taxes. And so, for us, it's just better not to rush into a deal.
Mm-hmm.
And not force ourselves to buy something, rather refinance, take that money, and then if an opportunity presents itself, we can identify then, okay, yeah, put it in. But that's always the plan, is to refi.
Okay.
That is always the
Hold
plan.
on to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also we're the ones that know the property better than anyone else.
Yeah.
That's
true.
I mean, it's our property, so we know the risks associated with it. And when you go into a new property,
Yeah.
you don't. So.
Yeah. Huh.
So.
Long term.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. Yeah.
Yep. Long term.
So what's personal life look like? Do you guys have girlfriends? You're not married. You're not married, maybe? Are you married? No?
Unmarried. Girlfriend.
Yeah. Okay.
Long term.
Yeah.
How does the work-life balance thing work out? Like, what's that look like for you guys?
It's less of a balance, more of just kind of doing what we got to do.
Set expectations.
I'm very lucky that I have a girlfriend who is also doing her own thing.
Yeah.
Like she's got her own business in Huntsville. So
nice.
I mean, we got distance, but we
Yeah.
make it work. We've been dating for a while, so we've got to figure it out and just kind of in the same understanding of each other's positions.
Yeah. Okay.
But we still, it's not like we're not seeing family.
Yeah.
It's very important to us to have that time away from work and
Sure.
see friends, see family, Sundays.
We're going to Mexico
nights.
next week.
Yeah, we're
going to Mexico. So,
Okay. That'll be awesome.
But yeah, no, Ethan hit it on the nail. Like, it's super important. Like,
Yeah.
I see my grandparents every Sunday, and I like
good.
Sunday is dedicated for the family.
Yeah.
See my parents, see my grandparents.
Nice.
But during the week, it's work.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's work. It's business.
Yeah.
Stuff needs to get done. Now, like, we do have like family dinners sometimes, you know.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, we hit it hard Mondays and all the way to Saturday nights. So it's
6
good.
days on, 1 day off. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Heck yeah. It's strange because like for this past year, like I got my real estate license a year ago, and then it's like solo agent, and it's not even shiny object syndrome. It's like the voices of just like, you should do this, you should do that. And it's like, I think I've tried like 20 different things this past year. And then like the Airbnb arbitrage, that took off like in a really good way.
Good.
Yeah. We're opening 4 more units in about a month. So
that's great. Congrats.
Yeah. Thank you. It's working out well, but like now it's just kind of like, I've been like 24/7 for a year now, and I took my first intentional like full day off last Thursday, and my wife was like, "Dang, this is like we can go to the park, we could like hang out, we can talk." Like the phone was off, which it's funny because it's like, you know, it's your Sabbath, it's your day off, and it's like, oh, by the end of it, it was like, oh, we got under contract, and I didn't do anything today on this deal on this for these buyers, and it was cool, but yeah, just like finding a little bit of not necessarily a balance, but like an intentional time to just kind of get away it's tough, man. I struggle with that just because it's like until you get traction doing something, it's like I guess I don't have any excuse to like let off the brake or let off the gas or something like that.
Well, and it's exciting too.
Yeah.
Like I guarantee you, in Mexico, we'll be calling, we'll be looking at deals or whatever.
Yeah.
Like we enjoy our time off, our vacation, or time with family or whatever, but that excitement, it never stops, man.
Yeah.
Like it's always up there.
It's an obsession thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can call us workaholics, but that's fine. We love
You're getting it done.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, y'all are dedicated though. Is it and it sounds like like the deeper whys, it sounded like at the beginning of the talk y'all were like you just want something more than the job. Like what's kind of the guiding principle for y'all now? Because it's like, is it all just like we just got to build this company, or it's like?
Yeah, I mean, seeing like building something from the ground is huge for us, right? Mm-hmm. And building it's our legacy.
Yeah.
Right. It's like and you know, I mentioned before, like we're very competitive.
Yeah.
Right. And so like anything we do, like we have to be the best at.
Yeah.
Like and so that it's just being the best.
Yeah.
Like that's the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what would you say to that?
No, I mean everybody has their whole spiel about the why.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm doing this for my parents or my wife or my future kids, which I mean it's great.
Yeah.
Like of course we want to provide for whatever. We want to be good. But it's true, dude. Like we just want to get up. It's fun.
Yeah.
You know, like we're.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with my best friend building a business every single day.
You can't beat that. You really can't beat that.
That's awesome.
You really can't beat that.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, that's our why.
That's it.
I mean,
that's awesome.
I mean, like, and don't get me wrong. Like, we want to make a lot of money.
Like, I mean, we're both aligned in that.
Yeah.
No
I
one,
hate
no
that.
one
Like,
doesn't
I
want
hate
to
money.
make a lot of money, okay?
Yeah.
That's true as well, of course. But the deeper reason I would argue is to be the best.
Yeah.
And anything we do, like, it's honestly, if I really think about it, it's kind of like a brand, right? Ethan and Eddie, like, if we do something, we're gonna do it right, and we're gonna do it the best.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you guys are. I think you are.
Oh, we're far from it. I mean, we're far from it right now.
Doing
We're
your
not
best.
we're not perfect,
Yeah.
right? But it, it's a brand.
Yeah.
It's a brand. So.
Yeah. Right on. What are and I'm curious, like, what are some of the craziest things that's happened? I guess this is part of the clickbait part where it's like the Ryan Pineda podcast opens up. You got, like, what are some of the crazy things that, like, y'all have gone through?
Murfreesboro.
What?
44.
Oh, yeah.
That's gotta be the.
I mean, talk. Yeah. Speak to that.
I feel like every time we talk about.
Speak to it.
We gotta give the big name some
I wasn't
publicity
gonna
wherever
ask,
we go.
I was just gonna, like, if you want to go there.
We do.
Like,
we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be a whole 2-hour podcast itself.
Yeah.
So, short version.
Okay.
44 unit in Murfreesboro.
Yeah.
Really would have been. It was before Red Brick. It would have been our first deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
We.
For little details about this.
Yeah.
Have you heard about it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know if I can. I'm gonna wait for you to say the name.
No, yeah, we got involved with Grant Cardone and on his show that never
Yeah.
came out and doesn't exist right now, but it's on a tape somewhere. But he was filming, came to Nashville, pitched a deal. Hypothetically, allegedly may or may not have won the show.
Okay.
Can neither confirm nor deny. I don't know.
Yeah,
we
were
I don't know what we signed. You know, we signed a lot of stuff.
Oh, jeez.
But that whole thing, I mean, throughout the course of that deal, it was just roller coaster. We got an investor before that who was a crypto billionaire, obviously not real, tried to steal our identities and open credit cards in our names. A week later, we're with Grant Cardone pitching this deal. And long story short, this stuff you can't make up.
No, you can't make it up.
But we don't own that deal today.
Okay.
But we learned a lot through that process. Lost a lot of money through that process.
A lot of money.
A lot of money.
Dang.
But
were you able to dispute that, or was that like hard
heavens
money?
No.
Oh, God.
Ethan and Eddie take on Cardone Capital.
Oh, my God.
That's not going to be a thing.
Never.
It's a little book in the law book on the
shelf. No, but we got a cool clip from it, though.
Yeah.
Say that.
Roll
Cool
Tide.
clip.
That's right.
Yes, but for the amount of money that we spent, we could have gotten the whole movie made for us.
Expensive Instagram reel.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, as far as like stories go, I don't know. We just had a couple like drug dealers in our apartments and.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so there have been a couple. There was one in the apartment.
That was actually a murder.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
I don't know. Yeah.
Allegedly.
But that was the whole thing. I don't know. There have been just drug addicts, a lot of drug stuff and
strippers.
Dang.
Oh yeah,
So this like what class is it? Class B, Class C, not Class A for like Red Brick. What was it for?
I would say Red Brick is Class B minus.
Okay.
Or C plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't before.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Cookeville is like B plus, B or B plus.
Nice. Okay.
And
that's the 5 unit that y'all own outright?
That's the 11 unit.
11,
and then the 5 unit is, I would say, like a B, honestly. Well, you say B?
B minus.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I mean that the more we are in the multifamily space,
sure,
more we realize that like just doing it right is so important. And like the Cookeville deal, we did it right. We gutted that whole thing, put $300,000 of our own money into it, and those units are really, really doing well.
That's
and then
awesome.
we see, some stuff that we may not have put as much money into.
Yeah.
We have to pay it on the back end, right? Like when we manage it, and we actually are having, like, we're suffering through that because we're actually doing the management, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, it's good because we're learning how to do it right.
Sure.
And that's the biggest thing. We'd rather do that early and get it done to the best of our ability, these renovations, so that we don't have to pay for it in the long run.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Y'all are some wise dudes. How old are y'all? Can I ask that?
26 and dumb and learning. That's what I would say.
How old are you?
26.
Yeah.
Dumb and learning as well.
Yeah. We're all on the same boat, so we're good. We're good.
Right.
When did you get into real estate?
When did I get into it?
Yeah.
Just about a year ago. That's when I got the license. So and it's been a wild ride. So
you know what's crazy though? Like to look back on where you were a year ago and think of how much you've learned. Like we think about where we were at a year ago or 2 years ago when we started. It's like we were some idiots, dude.
So
like
dumb. So dumb.
But then you expand that over 10, 30, 50 years and it's like we don't know anything.
Yeah.
What's that quote where it's like you overestimate what you can do in a year, but you always underestimate what you can do in 10?
Yeah.
Like by a tenfold.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, there's definitely I've had a countdown with this baby because it's like she could have called right now actually.
When's the date?
26, so like 8 days away.
That's crazy.
Oh my God. Congrats.
That's crazy.
That's incredible.
But that's been the biggest motivation because I'm like I have shiny object syndrome bad, but this has been the biggest like blinders on anything. So it's January 1st I was like starting to get kind of depressed because the sun was going away, and then I was like, all right, like Airbnb arbitrage, just pick something that you can like put $5,000 into and it's going to make an asset. And it's like I have control over it, and like so we did that, and it's working, and we're going to expand that, and like the Zillow lead team that I just joined, that's working out well. So it's like those two things are, it's like, you got floor cleaning over here, you got multifamily here, and it's working, but you gotta,
but at the beginning you just gotta make it work.
That's it, man. That's it.
Anything and everything.
Yeah.
Especially when you got a baby coming next week.
Yes.
You really gotta make it work.
Yeah, you gotta make it work.
Yeah. She's like, you gotta be at home for a week. And I'm like, okay. Okay.
How long have y'all been married for?
We're coming up on 2 years, August 26th.
Okay,
so
good.
A year and a half, somewhere in there. No, almost 2 years. So yeah. And we dated for 8 months. So
okay,
it was like 8 months, get married, and then like, can you smell evangelical Christian anywhere in the room? That's what that is. But it's working out well. We have a pretty good vision for the future. So
good. That's important.
Yeah, we want to 5x this kid, have 4 more, and kind of do the same thing.
Good.
Multifamily, awesome. But kids.
Yeah. Grant Cardone, 10x?
Yes, 10x is easier than 2. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Man, Taylor, how are we doing on time right now?
You're 30 seconds away from an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
That's perfect.
Any parting words of wisdom?
Take some action.
Yeah.
I think that like idea execution is everything. Take action. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Because you'll fail, but fail quickly.
And fail forward.
Yeah. Fail forward.
Right on. Y'all, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you having us out.
Yeah. No, seriously. I've been wanting to tell your story for a while, or for y'all to just tell your story somehow and put it out there. But like, I really appreciate y'all.
Well, thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
This is a beautiful studio, by the way.
Really
like
is.
I know we said that like 5 times now, but it really is. I mean, this is incredible.
Give you some promo. Garden Groove over in East Nashville. Book it, y'all.
Yeah, that's right.